Gloria Strode, and welcome to Straightforward. Today we have a very special treat for you, our international traveling friend, Dr. Brian Davis from the Georgia Aquarium. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I know you are jumping on and off planes, going all over the world, trying to make sure that the Georgia Aquarium is leading the way.
Absolutely.
So how did you get to Atlanta? How did we find so much talent? Because your team, I've met everyone. I mean, we're talking 5-star, head and shoulders above the rest. I've seen them in action. So how did Georgia, Atlanta, end up with Dr. Brian Davis and his crew?
Well, first of all, thank you for that. It's actually been a pretty interesting journey getting here to Georgia Aquarium. As a kid, I spent a lot of time at the beach.
Oh, really?
A lot of time. I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So the Jersey Shore.
Absolutely.
Okay, everybody knows that. Yes.
Wasn't quite that way back
Right.
then, but we spent a lot of time at the beach. My family spent every summer there, and it was a connection to the ocean. My mom did a lot of fishing, and we spent a lot of time just exploring the waters of New Jersey.
Really?
And
never thought it was going to lead on to another career path.
Absolutely. Never in a million years would have thought that. But I made connections with the ocean and ultimately made the decision that I wanted to pursue a career in marine biology.
How wonderful.
Well, that
And
was
non-traditional,
absolutely.
particularly for African Americans. Right.
Having that conversation with my mom and my father and my family was a little different. But I had a pretty wise professor that told me to pursue a career in environmental science with a focus in marine biology to give me some more options.
Really?
So right after college, I started working for the New York Aquarium. And then my wife and I decided we wanted to take the journey to the south and be a part of Atlanta. And,
You were escaping the snow.
partly.
The snow, but it was an opportunity.
Absolutely. So we came down to Atlanta. I first worked for Zoo Atlanta, developing educational curriculum for them.
Really?
And then taught middle school, high school, and then the Georgia Aquarium opened up. And it was an amazing opportunity.
Wow. So when you come, you bring a broad range of experience.
Yes.
Because at the Georgia Aquarium, you all do so much. It's not just the tour. I was blessed to be a part of a group that came through, and it was more than I thought that it would be. We just thought we were walking through, we were just going to see, you know, what was in the aquarium, but we had the opportunity to see behind the scenes. Then we learned you have a hospital, you have doctors. And we were blown away, and it was like, really? But those are the things that we take for granted. I mean, it really is one of the crown jewels of Georgia.
Well, I appreciate that, and you're absolutely right. A lot of people don't understand the scale and magnitude of the operation that we have at the Georgia Aquarium. And it was great that the Georgia Aquarium was established right here in the state of Georgia. It was not named the Atlanta Aquarium for a very specific reason.
Really?
We recognize and appreciate every resident of Georgia and the role that they played in making this a crown jewel. So it is the Georgia Aquarium for a reason.
Right, so thought was put into that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Along those same lines with the thought being put into it, before we started early on, I was hired number 8 on the project. And before you could actually start, you had to go visit other aquariums throughout the United States and the world to bring back the best and brightest ideas to integrate into the facility. So now we have that talent pool that you mentioned,
It
because
is phenomenal.
we were spending a lot of time meeting with people from all over the world to figure out how do we make sure we get it right. And at that time, we opened the world's largest aquarium, just under 28 months. And I remember the first time I found out we were going to have whale sharks there. It blew my mind.
So we are the largest aquarium.
At that time that we opened, we were the largest aquarium
Really?
in the world.
Wow.
So we have a few.
So that's still blazing another trail.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love trailblazers. No, really, because that's how you leave your footprint and your mark. And so that team, you all searched high and low. The young lady that led us on the tour, she was a very young Caucasian.
Yes.
She was on it. I mean, she lived and breathed everything about the Georgia Aquarium. There was not a question. There was not a corner that we turned that she was not spot on.
One thing that we see time and time again with our staff is passion.
Right.
They are passionate about their jobs. These are not opportunities that are presented significantly throughout the world. So when you have an opportunity to be a part of connecting animals and people in that amazing environment, you find passionate people that are really committed to this work. And it's fantastic. You mentioned before about the hospital. A lot of people don't realize that every one of those animals within our facility, they have records that are kept about each one of those animals.
I know, that was just, that amazed me. And it appeared to be more precise than our regular physicians for normal people.
Absolutely.
No, and they were like, you had someone, one animal that had cataract surgery.
Absolutely.
And that just blew us away. We were
Absolutely.
like, so we know people have cataracts and get them removed, but we're doing that type of care for the animals in the aquarium.
The connection that we make with the animals that live at Georgia Aquarium is amazing. So when you see an animal doing something slightly out of the norm, we have our team come in and start doing some analysis to figure out,
So it's
hey,
like your kids.
Absolutely.
If they have a fever,
If they
then
have
you
a fever,
notice they're
yes.
really not feeling good.
Absolutely.
So the observation and the care is that intense.
Oh, it's intense because we have thousands of animals there. So our team always has eyes on the animals, making sure that if anything seems out of the norm, what do? We wind up taking that animal in, bringing them in for observation, and if there's any medical needs that need to take place, we have a surgical suite right there at the aquarium where we can actually go ahead and sometimes we bring in additional experts and we can do whatever procedures we have to do right there.
So we have surgeons for our animals at the Georgia Aquarium, and then we bring in other physicians should we need to consult.
Absolutely.
My goodness.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's world-class care. No, we can't, you know, people sometimes don't get that quality of care.
Absolutely, and we recognize that. But these are animals that are part of our Georgia Aquarium family. We take family.
Yes. Well, you could walk through. The place was pristine. The staff was spot on. People were courteous, professional, very comfortable in what their role was from the front door until we left in the parking garage. Now, people know me that watch this show. I don't blow smoke. It is called straightforward because that's exactly what I am, straightforward. But I was just so impressed, and that's why I was really excited when you decided you would come down and share, because I want the people of West Central Georgia and East Alabama to know and learn more so we can bring some of our community children there.
We're excited about that opportunity.
Okay.
We are truly excited about having the guests come, and it is great to know you had an incredible experience at the Georgia Aquarium. That's what we strive for.
Right.
Each and every day, that is what we strive for, to make sure each and every one of our guests take something away that they couldn't get anywhere else.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do, Dr. Davis, take our first break, go to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Okay. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Chalk by Quincy introduces Excellence Redefined, timepieces of the finest technology, luxury, and class with tons of style at chalklifestyle.com. Renal Associates LLC, a team of physicians dedicated to excellent kidney care with 5 convenient locations to serve you: Stark Avenue, Columbus; Bradley Park Drive, Columbus; Lafayette Parkway, LaGrange; West Washington Street, Eufaula; and Spring Street in Warm Springs. Vanessa Jackson's District 3 Successful Scholars Program, supporting students in achieving academic excellence, outstanding citizenship, positive social and cultural growth, believing in success for kids. Dr. Sheikha Shaw Family Medicine, connecting your health to your future. Dr. Shaw prides herself in providing compassionate health care and establishing long-lasting relationships. Conveniently located at 2827 Warm Springs Road, Suite 3B. Call her today at 706-324-4177.
Walmart's reason for supporting Thurgood Marshall College Fund is simple. We like to win. And we have been given a lot of exposure to some incredible talent. And we also believe that it's a part of our responsibility to the community to give back. This is a great opportunity to do both. It's been a wonderful experience for us through the years. We've appreciated our partnership. We believe in return on investment, and we have definitely had a remarkable return.
Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this awesome conversation with the internationally known Dr. Brian Davis from the Georgia Aquarium.
Thank you very much.
I am really just so delighted that you would take the time to come and share. Here in West Central Georgia,
Yes.
we have some of the poorest counties in the nation. And that means that a lot of the surrounding counties that will see this might have children or families that might not ever be able to, because of limited income and other resources,
Yes.
to just take that kind of money out of their family budget to go and visit the Georgia Aquarium. But as I was doing my homework, I learned that you all have what you call the SEA program.
Yes.
And that is offered through your education side of the house. So share with our viewers exactly what the SEA program is.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought this up, because it's really important to us, and it's been a part of the Georgia Aquarium since we opened.
Really?
So nearly 15
That's not something
years.
you picked up along the way?
No, not
from
at all.
day one?
We've been developing this from day one.
Really?
And the SEA program, we recognize that there would be students and families that would not have the opportunity because of budgetary limitations, that wouldn't be able to walk across the threshold of the Georgia Aquarium. But this was a gift to the state of Georgia and our surrounding communities from Bernie Marcus, and he wanted to make sure that we always had an opportunity for people to be able to come and fully experience the aquarium, particularly through the educational aspect.
Wow.
So we have the sponsored education admissions. We see about 80 to 100,000 students through that program on any given year.
Really?
And that means that there is no cost to those students. So the teachers come online, they fill out the paperwork. Title I schools in particular, we provide these opportunities to. They submit the paperwork, and then we can schedule them for an experience at the aquarium.
Really?
Absolutely. And
no strings?
No strings, no strings.
Right, and so those of our educators that service children in Title I schools can go to the Georgia Aquarium website.
Absolutely.
And they can apply for the next school year, which is 2019-20,
Yes.
and then try to sign up to bring their children on a tour that they will never forget. No, we actually had folks with us when we got to where the big glass was,
Yes.
and the shark, and it was people older than me carrying on like, you know, it was Christmas morning.
It's not just connecting with kids. It's a connecting with people of all ages. Adults love the experience at the aquarium. And they can't find anything else like it. So this matter of connection, or this opportunity for connection, is phenomenal.
And you have ongoing opportunities for Georgians. If it's your birthday, and I missed mine, and I knew you when it was my birthday, shame on me. But my husband's birthday is in November, so we'll be there. But if it's your birthday and you're a resident of Georgia, you can come to the aquarium, show your driver's license or your birth certificate, and you get to come in for free.
We try and take care of our people here.
Unturned.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, we're here at Fort Benning, and you know that's near and dear to my heart because my husband had his first assignment here at Fort Benning, straight out of West Point, New York.
Absolutely. Okay.
Military Mondays. If they are active duty, see, I want to impress you, Dr. Davis.
I see. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Yeah. So if it's a military active duty, they get to come in for free, and then their family members, they get a discount on their tickets.
Absolutely. Military, veterans, kids, our community with the birthdays. We're committed to making sure everyone gets an opportunity at this experience.
Providing access.
Absolutely.
Because I was not aware of that until you were coming, you know, to be our guest, and we were so very honored that you would take the time out of your schedule, because I know you travel all over the world, to do that. But I was so impressed because going into this, I thought, well, you know, most of the kids that I know, you know, if they had subsidized housing or whatever, their mom's not going to be able to do that. But you had something for everybody.
That won't be a barrier.
It won't be a barrier.
It won't be a barrier.
So what's going to happen when I go all over South Georgia telling everybody about this? Because I promise you I will.
And we want them to come.
And you want them to come.
We want them to come and experience the ocean that was just dropped in Atlanta. We want them to do that.
I like that. The
Oh, yeah.
ocean that was dropped in Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah. So for special tours, birthday parties.
Yes.
So if I wanted to have my husband's birthday party in November at the aquarium, he gets to come in for free. But you have a team where we organize, you provide a space, you have a ballroom.
Birthday parties, we have a ballroom that could comfortably seat 700 to 800 guests with views
800.
into Ocean Voyager and the beluga whale exhibit. So we have that. You can come and do your birthday party for your children there. You can come and spend the night at the aquarium.
Really?
If you want to. There are overnight opportunities at the aquarium. Yes.
So for summer, that would be a great thing if you had,
Absolutely.
of course, we have the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, we have Jack and Jill.
Absolutely.
We have all of those groups so they can actually spend the night
They
inside
could
the aquarium.
spend the night at the aquarium.
See,
Wake up to whale sharks.
And be looking at the whale shark.
Absolutely.
Those are the things we need to spread the news about.
Yes.
Because the people in Atlanta, they have so much. They really do.
Yeah.
And so where they might take it for granted, it's a whole new world that we need the people in our community to know about.
You spoke a little earlier about being honored that I'm here, but I'm honored that you would invite me because, of course, whatever I can do to spread the word so people are informed and can come and actually participate, of course I'm going to be there.
Right.
I mean, if it's you, you know I'm going to be anywhere in the world, wherever I need to be.
But the interactive learning, even for homeschoolers, you know, you all have so many, you have a education director. And I was at a meeting with someone from your education team, smart as a whip.
Yes.
I mean, even in that meeting, he was really on it.
Yes.
And they actually videoed him having some comments and things like that.
Yeah.
So you have looked at everything on your team. You got the best and the brightest.
Best and brightest. We're committed to making sure we do that. We are also actively engaged in research and conservation. So we're all over the world making sure that animals, that we learn from the animals in the aquarium, but we also take that work and make sure that the animals in the natural environment thrive as well.
Spreading it abroad.
Yes, we're all passionate about the aquarium.
And that's a part of being on the team.
That's part
It's
of being
not
on the team.
necessarily just the resume. Because, you know, people can have a pristine resume, but if their heart is not in it, you will pick it up immediately.
If you don't have passion and innovation, you're not going to last long.
Passion and innovation.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like that. Well, what we're going to do is go to our final break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
All right.
We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Warrior Outreach. Contact Command Sergeant Major Retired Sam Rhodes or Kathy Rhodes. The Hugel Foundation, enriching the community through Christian music support, community outreach, and the Georgia Through Photography Project. For more information, call B at 706-568-6431. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. East Alabama Endocrinology, educating and caring for those living with diabetes in Alabama and Georgia. 1400 Bradley Lake Boulevard, 3320 Skyway Drive, Suite 602, Opelika. Take charge of diabetes and live your best life. State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front line for veterans every day. Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this fantastic conversation with Dr. Brian Davis from the Georgia Aquarium. You all do so much. I just want everyone in West Central Georgia, East Alabama, to know about all of the great things that you all are doing, not just in the Atlanta area, but it's for all of our children all over the state. You have a special program for our children with autism.
Yes, like I said, we're committed to education, but particularly special needs populations within education. We're really passionate about that. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was the Georgia Aquarium was the first aquarium in the United States to become autism certified.
Really?
So we are an autism certified aquarium, which means that a guest can come in and ask for a toolkit in relation if they have a child that's on the spectrum, and it's additional advices to help them navigate through the aquarium and have the best experience possible.
Awesome. We have an organization here, Autism Hope, and we support them here at Straightforward. Annually, they have fundraisers because, as you know, there are not enough resources for children on the autism spectrum. But Mary Ann Young is one of the best advocates, she and Diane Pope, and they're in the schools and they volunteer and they're not being paid. So this is just another resource where they can help parents help our children. Because I believe, in my old life, I was a social worker, all the children are our children.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I was so impressed about with your education program. I mean, you had everything from the Title I to the homeschool, and now you're sharing with me about the autism.
Yes.
Now that I didn't get in my research, but now that I know that, I'll be promoting that too.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so you all have a vision for 2020. I always have to break the news right here on Straightforward. So what is the big project coming with the aquarium in 2020?
It's one that's near and dear to me right now because I'm fully engulfed in this particular project. It's Expansion 2020, and our Expansion 2020 is a new shark exhibit that will be opening at the Georgia Aquarium. Now, I won't tell you about all the species that will be there because we're going to do some unveil a little later on, but this is a pretty significant project. One of the things we want is for people to always be proud, and we want, as the Georgia Aquarium, to represent the state and our community well. So we're always going to continue to be dynamic.
Yes.
And this newest expansion, absolutely, this newest expansion will not fail to deliver something absolutely incredible for our guests.
And I know people have probably been to SeaWorld and some of those, but in my opinion, and I've been to those, they really don't compete with what you have at the Georgia Aquarium. The day that we were there, it was full of children, students, you know, it was so much going on in the building, and it was so well organized, and it was just phenomenal.
Absolutely.
And that's a normal day.
That's a normal day, a typical day for us. Obviously, some times of the year are busier than others. SeaWorld is one of our close partners, so we work with them a tremendous amount, and particularly research and conservation and collaborations. And we've learned a lot from them. Part of it is how do you manage large numbers of guests?
Right.
And there are certain times of the day or times of the year where we actually, the aquarium's a bit more dynamic to accommodate the number of individuals
that's
if it's adding an additional show, if it's sort of rerouting guests so that they can have the best experience. We are always on the pulse of how many people are walking through the front door and working really hard to respond to that.
Well, I can tell you, I know that because we got to the end of the tour and it was all these kids and we were like, where did they come from? But you all managed that well. So you have corporate partnerships. I want you to share that because the aquarium is a nonprofit.
It is a nonprofit, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize. But we have several corporate partnerships. One of our largest ones being Home Depot and SunTrust and several others. But those corporate partnerships, they truly are partnerships. We work together to see how we can continue to make the best for this community, and these are individuals invested in the community.
And you're always wanting others to come to the table.
Absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. We're always looking for those additional opportunities. Listen, we have a whole range of corporate entities throughout the state of Georgia that actually, if we sit down and have conversations, we find that we have a lot of overlap in the messages we're trying to deliver. So how do we utilize a partnership in order to move the needle forward for both entities?
See, and that's what I like. You all are, the team is just a group of forward thinkers. It's not like we had this great project 15 years ago and we're going to stand still. Every day, just from my personal observation, you all are looking to do better, to just stay ahead of the curve, if we would say.
Yes.
Right.
So we were given a gift 15 years ago, 16 years ago now, but we were given a gift. The gift was start this aquarium, have the most significant impact that you can, but continue to deliver a world-class experience.
See.
And to that point, if you're given a gift of that size, scope, and magnitude, you have to make sure you're delivering over and over again.
And you have to honor it.
We have to honor it,
Yes.
and we don't have an opportunity to rest.
So careers, I want to get this in before we run out of time. I mean, I've seen the doctors that take care, that was taking care of the whoever that needed cataract. That just
Yes.
still blows my mind. That's phenomenal
vet
just to
staff.
know that. So you have that, you have people from education, you have scientists. It's so many career paths.
A lot of people don't recognize, but we're a microcosm of the real world. We have accountants, we have marketing, we have water quality analysis, we have doctors, we have educators, we have vet staff, we have nutritionists.
Really?
People don't think about nutritionists. All of
but
our
we
animals
have,
have
that's
varied
monitoring
diet.
what the. Oh my goodness! So every fish is not eating the same
Oh,
thing.
no, not at all. Not at all. Everybody's diet is varied. And one thing that most people don't realize is that every one of the animals at the Georgia Aquarium, when you sit down and you eat seafood at a restaurant, they're eating restaurant quality seafood.
Really?
So-
So it's brought in,
It's brought
carefully
in,
selected.
carefully selected, monitored. Each individual piece is monitored by staff because you want to make sure that the animals have the best food, the best diets, and as healthy as they can possibly
That's
be.
just a lot to grasp. Well, let's share with our audience where the aquarium is for those that might not have never been there, what those hours are, and how they can find you.
Our hours actually fluctuate throughout the year, but for the most part, they're 9 to 9, Monday through Sunday. We are open 365 days a year, and we
Really?
sit in Centennial Olympic Park right in the middle of downtown Atlanta.
All right. Well, I thank you so much, Dr. Davis. Your team is phenomenal. I'll be visiting again with a group of people from Southwest Georgia because I want folks to help us get the word out because I want all of our children and families to experience the Georgia Aquarium, and I really can't thank you enough.
And then when you come, I want you to make sure you do that whale shark swim.
Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for that. We'll think about that.
All right.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I
All right.
appreciate being here.
This is straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.